Welcome everybody to another weekly episode of Dummies on the Hardwood. We got Isaac, we got Jay, we got Benny. So games 3 and 4 happened since we all last met.
Let's talk about game 3. Let's talk about game 4. But first, game 3 was a special game because Luka Doncic fouled out with 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. He had 27 points. Benny swears nothing was going to happen. Let's hear about it. What do you guys think about game 3?
You guys would have been shitting in your pants. That series would have been tied 2-2 at this point.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Look, at the end of the day, what I tell you, this proves all about experience, right? The Mavs have no finals experience outside Jason Kidd, right? Luka, know better than
Kyrie Irving's literally won a championship.
Yeah, Kyrie, he bailed out LeBron, but we'll not get into that discussion.
But you're literally saying that they don't have no experience. But it was just an idiotic move.
So I like to take a couple positives away from that game. You know, Derek Lively showed up. He had a double-double, 11 and 13 with 2 steals. Kyrie Irving, we've been talking about him. We needed a game from Kyrie Irving to show up, and he had that game, but it ended in a loss. And Luka Doncic, I agree with you, Jay. We were off camera talking about that, but you know, what are you doing taking a blocking foul with 5 fouls with the game on the line in the fourth quarter? What are you doing?
As much as I love Luka, he did have stupid fouls during the game, like with Derek White, and then when he was just swiping in frustration, I forgot. I think it was Payne Pritchard. It was Payne Pritchard. Why you were like 30 feet across from the court?
Why that was a Derek White one. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That was a stupid foul. I love Luka, but when he plays bad and makes terrible decisions and puts the series at risk, like, you have to call him out. Like, he's been doing this even in the EuroLeague as well. So this isn't anything new. And there have been reports that Dallas has begged Luka to stop worrying about the officials. So we have to address that elephant in the room too.
You know, speaking of elephants in the room, and I don't want to speak of any bad terms because he might tease this, but it's on Tim Hardaway. He hasn't made a shot in over a month, and I'm being dead serious. He went 0-5 in game 3, and I think he went like 0-4 in game 4 as well.
Actually, he went like 3 of 3 from like 3. He had 15 points in garbage time.
Oh, really? Are you for
garbage minutes?
Yeah. But
in game 3, he was not making anything.
I swear, when Jason Kidd put Tim Hardaway, he just forfeited the game at that moment. Yeah, my eyes went to the back of my head.
It sounds like I'm not talking what I'm talking. It doesn't sound like what I'm speaking, but literally in game 3, there was like 2 shots he could have made that were wide open that could have been a dagger, and it wanted to be a 6-point swing because he missed an open 3. And I think that Sam Hauser guy made a 3 right after in the corner, so it was just a quick turnaround run. People weren't playing on game 3. Bobby, you want to speak in?
What Boston did in game 3 was the bench stepped up.
Yeah.
The bench definitely stepped up. Sam Hauser hit some clutch threes. Peyton Pritchard, that guy's just a little mini microwave. Boston's bench is really stepping up in the playoffs because JT and JB, if I'm not mistaken, that game, they had a pretty good game, right?
31 from Tatum and 31 from Brown.
Yeah, but the bench too. How many bench points did they score that game?
Only 12, but if you really look at it from this standpoint,
But Sam Hauser had 9 of those points.
Sam Hauser had 9, but we forgot about Xavier Tillman Sr., only 6'8". He holding it down for KP. Stop disrespecting him. I saw people possession.
He was good with Memphis too last year too.
Yeah,
big ass locked up Luka. I saw it.
He kind of gave the Lakers some trouble too when he played when he was with Memphis.
He was a baller. He's a big
so
time
he
baller.
was always doing good. Peyton Pritchard, sometimes he'll do good, sometimes he doesn't. But what's good about him? He's a game. In my eyes, he knows how to manage the game a little bit with his team. He knows what to pass, and he does the stuff that really doesn't come up on the stat, like box out or extra hop out defender to box out. So he does a little bit of stuff like that, right? You think of PJ Washington for the other side on Dallas has not been coming through as a third option as well. I think he went 3 for 9. Playing for Spaken for game 3.
That game, I think he had 16 points.
No, did he? I don't think so.
I think he had 16, right?
I believe he had 16. While you guys are looking at
13 points.
13 points.
Yeah, and I was right. He went 3 for 9. He needs to step up a little bit more. 13, 15 points is not going to get you into the finals. You need 20 points. Isaac, you want to chip in on that?
We need more Jaden Hardy unless Tim Hardaway. Unless Tim Hardaway.
I'm with you 100,000%.
We need more
Jaden Hardy.
Stop it.
Chat, clip this right now. we need more Jaden Hardy than Tim Hardaway right now. You're going to clip that right now. And I guarantee you, if that would have been happening from the beginning, I mean, this guy went 0 for 5 in game 3, and we lost by 7, and it was such a close game.
Oh, wait.
Jaden Hardy could have made one of those shots.
Time out. I got a gift for Benny. I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't need this anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, hold up. Have you guys ever heard of a gentleman's sweep? A gentleman's sweep, you know what I mean? Like we just need to sweep these Mavs away, you know what I mean? Because we're getting a little ahead of ourselves, but Game 5 is tomorrow, fellas.
We'll talk about that.
I'm just
But
saying.
talking about gentleman's sweep, I mean, that's what happens when you talk about Game 3, you talk about Game 4. But let's talk about Game 3. Let's talk about Luka.
But also, sorry to interrupt you, Johnny, but we also need to talk about, you guys are proposing Jaden Hardy, okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you not familiar with this game?
I am very familiar with this game. I don't think he's going to be the X Factor, though.
Bro,
hold up.
we had my brother saying Peyton Pritchard's a freaking X Factor.
I
A little mini microwave. You're not telling me that Jaden Hardy played a little mini microwave as well?
He got 4 minutes in the game, and how many points he put up?
4 minutes in the game, bro. 4. You know how?
That's 4 minutes.
Do you realize in the Timberwolves series he had like 15 points off the bench
Bro,
in substantial time?
Isaac, how's he doing right now?
bro.
How's he doing right now?
Bro, Peyton Pritchard had 11 minutes in that game. He had 0 points. And he had 1 rebound, 1 assist, and 2 personal fouls. He had more fouls than combined rebounds and assists. That's your boy. Jaden Hardy, with 4 minutes, only had 1 shot attempt. That was probably in, like, trash time, probably, or something, too. But like I said, you put Tim Hardaway, 19 minutes, 0 for 5, and 3 rebounds. I'm not even playing around. This probably sounds like a joke or not, but give me 19 minutes in NBA court. I'm getting and 5 shots. I'm for sure making 1, or I'm getting more than 4 rebounds. And I'm 5'11".
Hey, first you coming up with those head coaching options. Now you want to be a free agent?
Dude, I'm being serious about that. I mean, everyone talks about like, oh yeah, you're not gonna be able to score, and I get that 100%. But you give me 5 shots, and I guarantee you the same exact shot Tim Hardaway has. You know, it's not like fucking 4 defenders on Tim Hardaway. No, I want the same treatment that Tim Hardaway's getting. I'm gonna make one of those shots.
You want his contract too?
Of course.
One more thing, Johnny.
Yeah.
Kleber needs to shoot more. Maxi Kleber.
No,
He needs to shoot.
No.
He needs to shoot.
Bro,
He needs to shoot.
No,
I don't want to hear it.
He
Bro.
needs to shoot.
Cleaver gonna get ran off the court, bro. That's all that's gonna happen.
You know, this is kind of like off the wall lineup, but you know what I would suggest? Why not you put Derek Jones Jr. at the 5,
What?
and you put Luka Doncic at the 4,
And what?
you
Derek
put
Lively at the
Kyrie
1?
at the 2,
Hey,
and then you put Dante Exum
Easy.
at the 1.
Who's the 3?
At the 3, you have PJ Washington.
that's
And off
easy
the
money.
and off the
That's
bench,
easy money.
off the bench, you would put Jaden Hardy. Jaden Hardy would be the first man off the bench to counteract Boston's size.
I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. Jayson Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Drew Holiday, Derek White. Derek White made all the NBA team. And,
You gotta omit Jayson Tatum at this point because he's playing like John Cena over here.
but his defense is somewhat all right, too. Even if he sucks on offense, his defense will still be there. You know, someone's defense will not be there is Luka Doncic. So back to Game 3, as you can see, he fouled out Game 3 because he does not have good defense, and Boston is targeting about that.
Hey, was I right about that, fellas? Did I just say? I think I said that when the series started. Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving are traffic cones. Did I not say that, Isaac?
I'm not denying it.
Exactly.
Yet these traffic
Exactly.
cones got 1 game against you, almighty defensive and offensive team.
And I'm gonna tell you, in Game 4, I felt like Luka Doncic really did step up his defense. You know, what I mean, it's a case of way too little, way too late. But he played better defense than what we've seen in the previous
You've been up
3
in
games.
series before. Remember the Golden State Warriors series? Well, how did that go?
What do you got to say, Johnny?
I mean, are we done with the Game 3 breakdown? We're talking about
We're
Game
talking
4?
about Game 4.
I mean, in Game 4, in my eyes, I just feel like that Boston wasn't really trying, and I feel like they want to play in front of their home court and try to celebrate super hard. So they're going to try super hard tomorrow on Monday for Game 5. But for Game 4, Jaylen Brown, I think he had like 10 shots up. That's super unheard of. You have 10 shots up in the first half.
Night. That was a complete off
Jayson Tatum probably only had I'm not even looking at it. Jayson Tatum probably had like 12 shots up.
4 of 10 for Jayson Tatum.
15.
3 of 12 for Jaylen Brown.
I see.
night. 15 and 10 between both Brown and Tatum.
See, it was just that they weren't shooting the ball. I don't know what it was from them too. You can tell that they were trying to step up too from Dallas. Dallas wasn't trying to get swept. So for my game 4 breakdown, it was just really more of like I didn't believe that Boston was really there and trying to win it.
I really think the same thing. I personally think that it's hard winning practically 3 series in a row, going for back-to-back sweeps. It's not that easy. You know what I mean? But I will say this: from the first 3 games, people have always talked about how the Celtics, they can't do this, they can't do that. They can't really their inability to close out series and stuff
they
like
haven't
that.
played anybody yet, but
Dude, Johnny, who are they playing?
bro, who did they play at the beginning? Tell me who they play. An injured Pacers, an injured Knicks.
That's what we've been saying.
Who did they play? The
Pacers, Cavs. Come on, man! Don't sleep on the Pacers. I think the Pacers over the Mavs.
Without Tyrese Halliburton,
you guys don't have
absolutely. I will take the Indiana Pacers over the Dallas Mavericks. Mark my words,
bro.
Mark my words. I'm just saying, stop sleeping.
Just because they made it to the in-season tournament doesn't mean they're. Look at the Lakers. Lakers won the in-season tournament.
But where are they at? They're exactly right now. So I'm sorry to interrupt, but basically what I'm thinking is Game 4 was an off night, whatever. Everybody's due to have one. But Game 5 is going to be a good one. I think Game 5 is definitely going to be a good one. I think the Celtics are going to bounce back. They're not going to have this type of game anymore.
You know who I'm interested in seeing for a bounce back Game 5? You know who needs to redeem themselves?
Jayson Tatum?
Tim Hardaway Jr.
Stop it.
No. You saw he put up 15 points.
We found
15 garbage time minutes. But those 15 points, those 3 made threes, that might lead into more made threes in Game 5.
Chat, I want you to see the guy with the gray shirt is Tim Hardaway, #1 fan.
Am I right or am I wrong? Wait, you said Tim Hardaway Jr.?
Why don't we ask the Dallas fan here who's actually watched Dallas games if we should have more Tim Hardaway in it?
He's more Maxi Kleber too, bro.
No. Hey, he shoots like 40% from 3.
Who?
Maxi Kleber.
Well, yeah, I'll take Maxi Kleber more than Tim Hardaway. Tim Hardaway is going to kill us once we see this, but I'm just saying, brother, you just need to fix your game, bro. That's it.
Hey, Tim Hardaway, I got respect for you, bro. Okay, these guys are haters.
I have respect for you. I'm not thinking that.
It's not that I hate him. It's
you
just
can beat me 1-on-1.
I cringe with his shots. He can have so much better shots. He can play better on the defensive end, but I just cringe at his shot selection.
I know this was a flyer pick, but if Tim Hardaway Jr. hits 5 threes like he did in Game 4, this shit's different.
Bobby, I was literally rooting from Tim Hardaway Jr. I want to say 2 weeks ago, and there's literally proof on the video, on this podcast, of me saying, hey, Tim Hardaway Jr. is really good in my eyes too. But he just hasn't been coming through. I don't know what he has. He has the heebie-jeebies when he touches a basketball. It's like
either of a break.
And I was rooting for him too, but he's not going to be the X factor in my eyes. I thought Jalen Hardy was going to be the X factor. You got to unleash the beast with him. Just with that, Kyrie Irving stepped up with Game 3, but didn't really step it up close, and they lost. Game 4, I think Dallas had 30 points or 31 points in the first quarter, and then they had 27 in the second. So that's 60 points in the first half. So it's just super hard to compete with that. So I just felt like Boston wasn't really competing, and I feel like they quit and they weren't really interested.
Yeah, Benny, you hit the nail on the head. It was just one of those off nights. They're due for one.
Speaking of not being interested, what do you guys think about the Lakers coach job of Dan Hurley not being interested in the Lakers?
Dan Hurley,
when literally we said that Dan Hurley was going to be the Lakers head coach, we all said it. Dan Hurley is going to be the head coach. What do you guys think?
Here's my take. I think I told all you guys here. I remember, and it's on the episode too. I said the Lakers might hire Dan Hurley, but I really doubt it, and I stood by it. I didn't think he was not going to leave UConn. It was just too much. You can't leave such a when we talk about UConn, UConn's just about
heavy basketball powerhouse team.
It's the equivalent of playing for the Los Angeles Lakers or Boston Celtics in the NBA. Think about that.
Yeah, something like that. But yes, it's a high team. Yes.
Yeah, so just for him, that job, I'm glad he didn't take it. I really wanted him to stay at UConn because I don't think he would have been ready for the collegiate level, even with his experience.
What do you got to say, Isaac?
I'm kind of surprised, but it shows that kind of how cheap the Lakers were compared to what way?
It was 6 years, $70 million. That was going to make him the 6th paid coach in the NBA.
He would have been 4th highest paid coach in the NBA if you really fourth. If you really wanted him, you guys should have upped up the offer. Honestly,
Jesus,
but giving him the 4th,
he took $20 million less through UConn.
Oh, wait. What was his UConn contract? His UConn.
$50 million, and you guys only offered $70 million.
So we offer 70 more. Is what you're saying?
No,
I mean 20
million.
20 million more.
Yeah.
What I think,
if you really believed in him and that much culture, I would have upped the offer a little bit more.
I think it was a smokescreen. I think it was more of like, hey, so the cap limit is 70 million. So the next guy is like, bro, we're not gonna give you 70 million. If Dan Hurley's worth 70 million, and they're gonna tell JJ Redick, hey, bro, you're not worth 70 million. You're not even gonna be half.
He's not even close.
You're probably gonna be half of worth that. So we're gonna give you 35 million.
And this is where it comes to bite the Lakers in the ass for being cheap when it comes to coaching.
Well, the Lakers never really gave any coach a high-paid job unless it was like Phil Jackson. Maybe the last one was Mike D'Antoni, but
yeah, but
that's about it.
Also, too, do you not know the magnitude of coaching for the Los Angeles Lakers? You're coaching LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and the pristine franchise of the Los Angeles Lakers.
Paid goodwill money to
coach the people around the Lakers.
A luxury.
Hey, man, if that's how you want to look at it, yeah.
We've said it before. The Lakers' coaching job is not to coach LeBron James. It's to, one, coach the team around the Lakers and to coexist with LeBron and to do both of that at the same time. So, but it's like that. Bobby, you have anything to chime in on that?
No, I just thought that the Lakers were. I thought Dan Hurley was going to accept the offer. I really did. But personally, I do agree with Benny. I wouldn't have left what I built in UConn.
Oh, okay.
You know, he built something in UConn. If he made it to the Lakers, I would have been happy. But at the same time, too, I would have been kind of like, man, I would have stayed at UConn because UConn, you could have won at least 3, 4, 5 more championships out there.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No, I was going to ask, as Laker fans right here, how would you both personally feel if Dan Hurley said, instead of saying he said, yes, I'm going to be the next coach of the Los Angeles Lakers, how would you personally feel, Johnny or Jay?
Well, one, I'll be like, damn it, I missed out again that they didn't hire me for the coaching job. But two, I'll be like, you know what? He's a good coach, and hopefully he can do something. It's just that you're not going to coach LeBron James. You can't coach LeBron James. You have to coach the Lakers, and then you have to coexist with LeBron, and you have to do both at the same time. But back with what I was saying with Dan Hurley, I mean, if you're getting paid $50 million or $70 million, a yacht's only worth like, what, $2 to $3 million, so you don't really need that much more money. So it's really what makes you more happy. Is being a stressful job with the Lakers or being with, like you said, a powerhouse job?
I mean,
UConn.
And also too, like if you think about it, you're going from the East Coast, you're going from damn near UConn all the way Connecticut, all the way down to fucking Los Angeles, Sunnyside, Hollywood, California. That in and of itself, I would be surprised if that was a pitch right there. That could have been a pitch.
I mean, Connecticut's actually known to being like a really good town. So they're really good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking about from, geographically, you know what I mean?
Who do you guys think is going to be the new head coach for the Lakers now, since it's not going to be Dan Hurley?
James Borrego.
James Borrego?
I think James Borrego. What? I think the JJ Redick is a whole smokescreen. That's just my honest opinion.
So?
I think, I don't think the Lakers are going to hire JJ Redick. I think they're going to hire James Borrego. I think he's more seasoned because if the Lakers had the opportunity to take Dan Hurley, if they wanted to build for the future, Dan Hurley would have been the coach. He's out of the picture. Okay. So now you got to turn into, okay, we want to build a contender. Who's the most seasoned coach out there on the market right now? Kenny Atkinson, James Borrego. Who you really do you think the Lakers would really want to take a chance on a first-time head coach like they did? It's the Lakers.
What was that guy from the Memphis, or what was it? Not Memphis, the other team that
Minnesota.
Michael Nori. There we go. Correct. Well, what about him? I like him because what Minnesota's doing with that head coach, he's actually telling all the other coaches, "Hey, go to the press conference. You need to start stepping up because if you ever do become a head coach, this is what you're going to have to be doing." So he has those little bit of the experience. I mean, Michael Nori's been with the Timberwolves, and you've seen players with like Karl Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards. They're kind of good, but I'm talking about like Naz Reid and other players too. So I think you can kind of adapt with that. But at the end of the day, I feel like LeBron James makes that decision. So I'm going to go with Michael Nori, but I don't think that's my final pick. Who do you think will be your final pick, Isaac?
JJ Redick. There's too much coincidence, and there's too much smoke around that fire. And they do a podcast, but I don't know.
I think our podcast is better, but yeah.
Obviously. Of course, our opinion. Dummies on the hardwood.
Dummies on the hardwood, baby.
Follow us on Instagram, by the way.
What do you think, Benny?
Yeah, Benny, we didn't get to your input. You're definitely a Laker fan, so
I just forgot my jersey. It's right. It's hanging up right there.
Yeah.
What I personally think is going to happen, I off camera, I talked with Bobby about this, and I think personally, someone like a James Borrego, he's under the Popovich tree. Think about all what Popovich, the coaches that Popovich has produced. Budenholzer, he's produced Budenholzer.
He's
Ime Udoka.
Is Budenholzer still on the market out there?
No, he's on the
Suns.
He's on the Suns.
Yeah, I mean, if you really think about just those two examples, I mean, James Borrego is coming from the same line, right? Will Hardy of Utah. We can go on and on and on. But the point is I think someone like James Borrego is a perfect fit for the Los Angeles Lakers, given the direction that the Lakers are going, which is in win now mode. Because I would imagine as the Los Angeles Lakers, you're in win now mode because LeBron is entering his twilight years. AD is AD.
When you're a Laker, you're always in the win now mode. So
I really thought if the Lakers had hired Dan Hurley, they would have definitely started building for the future. I really do think so.
Agree.
But now that Dan Hurley rejected them, they have to pivot, and now they got to go into win now mode. So James Borrego, I could see him as the Lakers head coach for the future. Long term, I don't know.
Do you think there's anyone on the Boston staff or on the Dallas staff that the Lakers are waiting for?
Sam Cassell.
Sam Cassell.
They wanted Jason Kidd, but we extended him.
Yeah.
Jason Kidd should have left.
Speaking of that, let's go on to Game 5 predictions.
Okay. I'm really good about that. Game 5 predictions, I'm going to think... you're going to have to hate me, Isaac, but I think Boston's going to win it all. And I think they take it home tomorrow.
Nah.
Who do you have, Benny?
Could the answer be any more clear? Boston in 5, baby. That's who I got. Isaac. Who you got?
Dallas.
Well, let's ask Bobby. Let's actually ask someone who isn't biased and actually has a brain.
I think the Mavericks, they're going to ride the wave. I really do. They're going to go out to Boston, and I think they're going to steal the game out there, and it's going to go to 6 games.
Who do you think is going to step up tomorrow?
I think the X factor is going to have to be Kyrie Irving.
For Game 5?
By Game 5, Kyrie Irving's got to step up.
Wait,
in Boston, he's got to step up.
Kyrie Irving scored 35 in Game 3.
But he hasn't done that in Boston.
He can't play in Boston.
He needs to show up in Boston. What are you going to say, Isaac?
He can't. Oh, bro, what you give me that look for, dog? Come on, man, Isaac.
Kyrie Irving hasn't won in Boston.
Isaac, he has not won in
3
Boston.
years.
Yeah.
He has not won in Boston.
And that's why, to me, if Kyrie Irving steps up, I think the Mavericks can extend the series a bit more.
I'm not even joking around with you. Kyrie Irving has not won in the Boston since 2021.
I think, like I said, just off topic, but I think it's just personally.
Who do you think is going to step up tomorrow? Has to step up tomorrow.
Are you talking about for the Mavs or Celtics or both?
Any of them? Well, you think Boston?
So if I'm talking about Boston, I'm obviously looking at obviously JT. He needs to wake up. Like he's shooting atrocious from the field. So I will say he's the X factor for Boston.
He's making me look stupid with my MVP pick. Isaac, what about you? Do you have anyone you have to think that has to step up for Dallas Mavericks tomorrow?
Kyrie, but. Yeah, you've been watching the games?
Bro, I've been watching
the games. You really think that's not going to carry over?
You're still stuck in the saddle.
Yeah, I must ride the saddle till there's 4 games won. You got 3, don't choke it out. Nah.
I don't know why it's keep on saying Kyrie Irving. I know it's the Boston Garden situation, but in my eyes, Luka and Kyrie, they have to always come through, but it has to be PJ Washington.
But yeah, and Johnny, you brought up a good point too, because the supporting cast of Dallas needs to step up.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
They need PJ Washington and Derrick Jones Jr. to hit a few threes. We're not asking you to score 20. At least hit 3 or 4 threes.
Yeah, if Dallas person hit
play some defense, and you're gonna win. You're gonna make it competitive.
The one thing I did like with Jason Kidd is he put Gafford on the bench and started Lively, changed the game a little bit.
Yeah, because Daniel Gafford's been a liability. Think about it. Like, I will say this, though. Here's the thing about Dallas. When you play Dallas, they got 2 lob threats, Lively and Gafford. You eliminate the lob, what happens? Then you force Luka to be Luka, which Luka's going to be Luka. Let's face it. He's going to be Luka. That's regardless. And Kyrie, If he's playing against Boston, he's Houdini.
And Lively's a little bit more athletic to try to get a rebound.
Exactly.
Well, Gafford's up there too, but I think that Lively's a little bit more younger.
Liability, yeah.
Like I said, liability too.
And they're both playing similar games. I mean, Derek Lively hit 1-3. 1-3.
If you watch his practices, he can shoot the three.
Hey, Isaac, we talking about practice. Y'all hear that? We talking about practice. We talking about practice. Isaac, get the hell out of here with that statement. Game 5 going to Boston, bear number 18.
Well, it's because they also put in Maxi Kleber too. I think his minutes went up too.
He's trash.
To 23. I mean, he spaces out the three, like you said, if they're not going to do the lob threat.
But he's struggling. He's struggling.
Like I said, if you're not going to be able to do the lob threat, you have to be out on the three. So if you can't do the lob threat, it's going to be for sure a miss. Then you have to go to Maxi Kleber and at least.
A key factor will be Porzingis. Is he going to play? Because if not, we're just going to Lively.
No, they already listed him as questionable, but I think he's going to play Game 5 in Boston. But he's not going to sit. I think he's going to sit here and bail out. But I think what's going to happen is like same things going to be playing specific situations, and he's not moving that great. So yeah, Dallas is going to attack that. I wouldn't be surprised if they attack that.
I don't think that's going to happen. What I do think is that Boston's really good at adjusting things, really adjusting
Joe
maps.
Mazzulla, yeah.
So Joe Mazzulla's really good at adjusting. I just hate that I'm a Laker fan and Boston's probably going to win tomorrow. I hope I am wrong, but you guys have anything you guys want to mention? Do you guys have anything for Game 5 predictions? Who is Dallas?
Dallas. Boston.
I think I'm in Boston, so I think I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. Speaking of
Johnny, where have you ever been wrong before?
I mean, let's talk about this new segment we're having on right and wrong.
Yeah, you've been wrong?
Yes, I have been wrong. So I actually said that two things. I actually said Denver Nuggets. I actually said that Denver Nuggets was going to make it to the NBA Finals, and I was wrong. That Mavericks eliminated them. And I also said that Jayson Tatum was going to be an NBA Finals MVP. Boy, does that look like a curse because he looks not like Jayson Tatum from the field. I think we've been giving him like superstar treatment, and because this is like his third Finals in NBA. The first two we can say like, hey, he's young. I mean, I don't even think he had a really good Finals experience against the Warriors as well. And this one, you can kind of see he's getting carried from all the other team. So I'm wrong on Jayson Tatum and on Denver Nuggets.
Oh, you're talking to me now.
Sorry, let me call you out on something a few years ago that I told you. Bobby, remember when I asked him, who are you going to trade, Jaylen Brown or Jayson Tatum? What was his answer?
Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown. Idiot.
First of all,
I'll still trade Jaylen Brown over Jayson Tatum, though.
Bro, we have a discussion about that all day long.
You keeping Jaylen Brown over Jayson Tatum?
Absolutely. At this point.
Oh, now you change it.
Now you change it.
We'll
go back to that real quick.
Yeah.
What were you right or wrong?
I was wrong, like you, Johnny. I said the Nuggets were going to win. I really thought they were going to win the chip. But you know what? The Timberwolves, they stepped up. And then I also too, I thought the Thunder were going to beat the Mavericks. I owe you an apology, Isaac. That Mavericks team.
Hey, but y'all skipped over what I was going to say.
No one gives a damn. Continue, Bobby. Then we'll go back to him.
So what were you going to say? Wait, I'm curious.
Oh yeah. So what was I going to say what I was wrong about? First of all, you finished what you were saying. So I had to go over here an apology because earlier in the season I did say that, or from our previous podcast, I did say the Mavs were a bottom feeder. I said that, and I was definitely wrong. However, I think they got bailed out. Coming to going to the finals. They got bailed out by not playing Denver. If they played Denver, they would not stand a chance against Denver.
It's the same person that said that the Boston Celtics did not have an easy path to the finals.
I'm just saying. If they play Denver, it will be a whole nother ball because they'll get Denver and Boston.
Didn't you also say Clippers and Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals?
I definitely remember saying that.
Well, it's a what if, he if, she if. So if Steph Curry was on the Lakers, it'll be a dynamic sweep. So
but what if we had Nuggets and Celtics?
Let's talk about something that's actually on piece of paper and actually in the court that we're actually watching on TV. Who do you guys think is going to be the NBA Finals MVP? Because that's really up for discussion, and I think we should end it from that. NBA Finals MVP. Who do you guys think and why? Let's start with you, Bobby.
If the Boston Celtics win, it's going to be Jaylen Brown, and just because all playoffs long, he's been the man on Boston. Showed up every single game. If if the Mavericks win,
And
it's gonna be Luka Doncic.
Yeah, it should be a prediction right now because it's gonna be
Doncic.
it's about to be game 5. We don't know. So
Right.
PJ Washington steps up and drops 30. I think he's gonna be the
So if the Mavs win, Luka Doncic, just because he's Luka Doncic.
We're right now in Boston.
Right now, yeah.
I mean, we talking about right now. I'm still gonna roll with. You guys gonna laugh at me, Drew Holiday.
He was doing good.
I think Drew Holiday's definitely gonna be Finals MVP. I mean, he's been the most steady Celtic. Granted, if he put up numbers like Jaylen Brown, like say he put up 30 in 3 games this year in the finals, then we can consider him to have a discussion. But game 2, 26, when JT's not having a good game, says a lot. So if you ask me, Boston winning it all. I mean, because I'm not even going to include the Mavs prediction because the series is going to end tomorrow. So we're just going to go with Drew Holiday.
Charles Barkley over there.
Yeah, Charles Barkley over here.
Shout out to Charles Barkley, man.
Yeah,
we're going to miss you.
We're
going to miss you, man.
We'll probably take over, but we're going to miss you, brother. But let's hear about your prediction. I know you're not going to pick the Boston Celtics. So tell me, who do you think is going to be the Mavericks Finals MVP?
You got to believe, as Luka Doncic says.
So you got Luka winning. Yeah, that's about
I
it.
thought it was Jaden Hardy, bro.
Jalen Hardy's going to be like a
When
Robin.
you guys win 4, and finish the job, tell me. Then you can
Okay.
talk.
I mean,
So if Boston wins, Isaac, who's your MVP?
I'm not answering that because that's not happening.
This is predictions.
Nah.
I
These are
don't
predictions.
think he'll probably say Sam Hauser. He doesn't really care.
That's my prediction.
Now you say Jordan Walsh.
He just said Nene. I don't think he's on the team
Nene.
anymore. I don't think he's in the league. But for my finals predictions, if the Boston Celtics win, Drew Holiday was actually the favorite from not coming in, but like the first 2 games after the experience of Jaylen Brown, she's came out doing good. But game 4, having a bad game, they're just probably going to give it to Jaylen Brown with Bobby. I think Jaylen Brown probably wins the finals MVP if Boston wins. If somehow Dallas Mavericks come back from these 3 games, it's either going to be Luka or some guy is going to have to step up. I don't think it's going to be like Maxi Kleber has a 30-point game, and then he has another 30-point game. It has to be like Max Kleber, and then PJ Washington to go off. But my money's going to go on Jaylen Brown for Finals MVP tomorrow.
I just forgot about that. Who's Maxi? Who?
Oh, he's on the Dallas Mavericks.
He's on Dallas Mavericks.
I think we're 42.
He's a ghost
But
in my
Bobby,
eyes.
go ahead.
But Bobby, go ahead and finish up. What you got to say, bro?
No, you guys got anything else to add before we close out today? Isaac, do you want to say anything about the Mavericks?
Believe. You can do this.
Benny, you got anything to say?
Something important. Follow us on social. Follow us on Instagram. We are on TikTok as well. Dummies on the Hardwood, YouTube, Spotify. Listen to us. Show us the love. We do appreciate your support.
Yeah, so thank you for watching, however you may be watching or however you may be listening. And
Really quick. Shout out to Donovan. I've been meaning to shout him out for doing our logo. Thanks, bro.
Shout out, Donovan.
Thank you, bro.
And keep that Dallas energy like you keep telling me. Keep that Dallas energy.
that's it, Bob.
And on that note, we're out. Y'all have a good night.
Peace.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.